today. Just a quick job. Mercedes SLK compressor, we've got to change the low beam bulb. Now, there is not a lot of room to work in there, so let's go through it and show you how it's done.
The first thing I need to do is to get the car off the ground. Using the trolley jack, on the jacking points I lift the car up, remove the wheel, and this gives me easy access to the inner wheel arch. I'm just going to have one last check to make sure that I can't access the bulb from the top. There's no two ways, this bulb is coming out from the bottom, so let's get started. Using a 10mm socket, I'm going to remove the 5 M10 plastic nuts which hold the inner wheel arch on. You'll notice I'm being very careful here not to drop anything down that manhole, which I seem to have conveniently parked the car right over the top of. Next is the M8 self-tapping bolt underneath the spoiler. And then I need to access the two T15 torque screws, which are the last two screws to hold the inner wheel arch on. Once I've got these out, I should be able to just remove the inner wheel arch liner. It just takes me a few seconds to get the wheel arch loose so I can access the bulb behind. With the inner wheel arch now removed, I have clear and easy access to the bulb. With a little bit of persuasion, the bulb comes out, no problem. I can now remove the old blown bulb and put a new one in. Whenever you are handling headlight bulbs, never touch the glass with your bare fingers. These bulbs are filled with halogen gas, which are very sensitive to moisture and heat and will damage the bulb if you touch them with your fingers. Once the bulb is in its holder, I'm going to turn the lights on to make sure it works. The last thing I want to have to do is this all over again if this bulb doesn't work. Now that I'm happy the bulb is working, it's time to put it back in its holder and do the reverse of what we've just done. Put everything back on it, back together, and hit the road jack. After a little bit of fiddling and wiggling, I managed to get the bulb back in. It only fits one way. So if you can't get it in the other way, don't try and force it because you will break the bulb and the holder. It's really important to make sure the bulb is fitted correctly. If not, it could affect the headlight aim and possibly fail the car in its MOT or other yearly test. Now we're on the home run, just to get everything back together again, drop the car down on the floor, and away we go. With the splitter bolt back in, it's time to get the M10 nylon nuts back on that secure the inner arch to the front chassis leg. With everything firmly back in place, it's now time to get the wheel back on. The next thing we need to do is to torque the wheel nuts up to 120 Newton meters, which is the manufacturer's recommended specification. The reason why we torque them up is because in the boot is the emergency toolkit. You should be able to undo these wheel nuts or bolts with the emergency toolkit in the back. The other reason why we torque the wheels up is because we don't want them coming loose. That would be an absolute disaster. It's always advisable once you've done 150 miles to recheck the torque of these bolts or nuts as they do settle in.
Thank you for watching. I hope you found this little episode of PPC's Cars very helpful for you SLK owners out there with a blown headlight bulb. Now you know what you got to do. This really is the easiest way of doing it. Until next time, you take care of yourselves out there, stay safe, and keep on subscribing, sharing, and hit the like button. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you are first to see when my latest videos come out. Take care, bye for now.